Good afternoon, hello. My name is Daniel. This is the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. It's actually the morning for me. It is Bank Holiday Monday, and I've driven out to Briley Park. It's 10 minutes away, about 4 miles, to go for a run. It's a lot flatter around here than it is where I live, so I'm looking forward to getting some running done on mostly flat terrain. Now, although videos have continued to go out on this channel for the last ages, but particularly the last week, I haven't actually picked the camera up for 4 or 5 days, and I feel like I'm not in the habit of it now. And the reason for that is I've been struggling with a little bit of a knee niggle, and I've just not really been motivated to pick up the camera and talk about how my training is going, because honestly I didn't really know how it was going. Last week was the best week's training I've done in, well, months. I went for a 700-meter swim. I'm no longer wearing my wrist brace. That was fine. I'm going to ease back into swimming this week. Did about 10 hours on the bike, and I did 3 runs, and that's brilliant, but I've had a bit of knee twinging. My right knee, which is the one that I had a big problem with over winter, it doesn't feel exactly the same. It feels like I've got like what you might consider to be like a classic runner's knee sort of feeling, and the reality is that I am like 10 kilos heavier than I was last year at this point of the year. And when you're heavier, like the weight that you carry, like it's something like ×3 on your joints, like your feet and your knees and your hips and so on. So every kilo you carry is like 3 kilos on your joints, and when you're carrying 10, that's a problem. Now, of course, it's a vicious circle, isn't it? No exercise, put on weight, or don't lose weight, and then keep spiraling that way. And that's sort of what I've been on. But in the last, what, 6-7 weeks, I'm 3.5 kilos, I think, lighter than I was. So chipping away, but as you probably know, it's not easy. I'm not pleading poverty, but it's difficult to stay mentally motivated all the time and to get that consistent training in. But I've made some good progress. I was 103.5 to 104 kilos. I'm now like 100.5-ish for the last few days. So, chipping away, but I need to keep doing the exercise to keep chipping away, and I need to keep focused on the diet to keep chipping away. But that is my plan, and I think that focusing on that should help alleviate things like that. Of course, it's not a get out of jail free card. I'm still gonna have to do rehab work. I'm still gonna have to think about warming up, warming down, all those things. But I think it's a big problem. So, today's run is, I mean, I've driven out here to this session, and I'm really anticipating that I'm going to run for 2 minutes then stop, but we will see. I'm running on the flat because I think it helps my joints a bit more rather than running up and down hill. I have to run up and down hills in the week, so at the weekend I'm going to try and get out on the flat. So the session is a longish run, maybe an hour and a quarter. In the middle of that, 10 minutes tempo, 5 minutes faster tempo, 2.5 minutes threshold, just straight through, and then just steady running either side of it. So not a big session, but definitely enough to break it up. And that is the plan today. If my knee is twinging, I'll either just run steady or sack it off, but we'll wait to find out. Feels absolutely fine now, that's the problem. I foam roll it, I ice it, stretch it, ibuprofen, all that jazz, and it's like brilliant after like a night's sleep. So I'm just like feathering the throttle a little bit, so I'm not pushing it too far. Some kids actually follow me. Anyway, right, I'm going to get cracking. So this is a route that I've not done before. I did it on the bike last week with Liz. She's made a little route for me on Strava, so I can follow it and hopefully not get lost. Thank you, Liz. I will spare you the B-roll of me trotting down this path. Right, it's not good. 6 minutes in, I could feel it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like a sharp pain, but I could feel it. I'm much better now. Stopping, taking a day or two, easy. Really resting, recovering, doing everything I can to make it okay, because I have been training well. I've been gradually building. This is just a little bump in the road. I need to just treat it as such, listen to it, sort it, and get back to it is the plan. I've been going well. I've been doing a lot more than I have been doing like 3 or 4 months ago. I want to continue doing that. I have to keep my head screwed on. When this thing happened, multiple times over winter, I just now crack, go to the shop, get loads of sweets and chocolate and so on. And those things, have happened within the last sort of 4, 5, 6 weeks, but not anymore. I've got no time for that. I've got Outlaw Half Nottingham in 2 weeks, which I changed to a relay, and Lee, my good friend, is doing the swim, and I plan to do the bike run. Whether that will happen, I don't know, but that's my current goal. Just on the road bike. I've not even touched the TT bike for ages, and I was just going to get around. That'd be great, but just getting around feels like a massive challenge at the minute. I haven't ran further than 8 miles this year, something like that. What else? And then my goals are later this year. I need to be fit on the bike by July time, and I need to be ready to do some serious triathloning around the same sort of time, and specifically August and September. So taking a day or two now where I think, I've just got into it, what a shame. Doesn't matter. I need to get healthy before I can get fit. but not lose my head. Does that all make sense? I don't want to make this like a moany whingy video. I think it's just part of the journey. You know, I commit to sharing the bad as well as the good, but I wouldn't call this bad. There's plenty worse things going off in the world, and I've had plenty worse injuries and niggles over winter, so this is just a case of today hasn't quite gone to plan, but in the grand scheme of the big plan, that's okay. So anyway, I'm going to end today's video there. I'm really sorry, it's a quite a boring one, but that's just part of life at the minute. Hopefully I'll have much more exciting things to share with you over the next few days training wise, because I seem to be okay on the bike. Right, hit like and subscribe. Hope you're training well. Hopefully I'll see you at Outlaw Half. It'll probably be a week or so out by the time this video goes out, and yeah, I'll see you soon.